I'm Penny. It's Thanksgiving, and our family is gathered at my sister Lily's house. Mom is here, but she's different. There's no talk of strategic consulting, no confident predictions about the market. Instead, the conversation revolves around my brother Ethan's recent promotion, Lily's new partnership track, and our parents' travel plans. Mom participates politely but doesn't try to take over the discussion like she used to. As dinner winds down, Mom pulls me aside. I want to apologize for some of the things I said last Christmas, she says. I was pretty dismissive of your career, and that wasn't fair. I'm taken aback. This is a side of Mom I rarely see. Looking at her now, I'm reminded of how things used to be. Mom, whose full name is Amelia Thompson, is a strong-willed woman from a middle-class family. Her parents were hard-working factory workers who instilled in her a sense of determination and the belief that hard work could lead to success. She's always been clear about where she thought I fit in the family. I'm the middle child, sandwiched between my high-achieving siblings. Lily, 35, is a high-profile corporate lawyer at a well-known firm, and Ethan, 28, is a successful investment banker. Meanwhile, I work as a data analyst for a mid-size research firm. I live in a simple apartment and drive an ordinary car. In Mom's eyes, I'm the cautious one who settled for stability instead of chasing big dreams. 4 years ago, Mom was struggling to secure the capital needed to expand her consulting firm, Thompson Consulting, beyond its regional client base. Without her knowing, I used my venture capital fund to provide a series of funding. The first round was $12 million. I set up a carefully structured investment vehicle to keep my identity hidden. Mom thought she was impressing a group of institutional investors with her business plan, but in reality, she was pitching to representatives managing my money. Over the years, as the firm grew and needed more funding, I continued to invest. Series B brought another $18 million, and bridge financing added $8 million. Through a network of investment vehicles, I ended up controlling about 67% of Thompson Consulting, while Mom owned roughly 22% of the company she founded. During family dinners at Mom's luxurious house in the upscale suburb, which was bought with the company's growth proceeds funded by my investment, Mom would go on and on about how she built the firm. I've been reviewing our Q3 performance numbers, she'd announce at the dinner table. Thompson Consulting exceeded revenue projections by 18% and were on track for our best year ever. Lily and Ethan would praise her, saying she'd built something special. Mom would then launch into a lecture about business. It's all about understanding market dynamics and having the strategic vision to capitalize on opportunities, she'd say. Most people in the consulting space are reactive, not proactive. Ethan would nod in agreement, commenting on the impressive client list in the firm's newsletter. I'd sit there quietly, eating my salad. There was no point in telling them that the Fortune 500 client relationships were largely due to the strategic partnerships I'd arranged through my investment funds network, or that the emerging needs Mom identified were actually market research insights from consultants I'd hired. Mom would also turn her attention to me, criticizing my lack of entrepreneurial vision. Success in business requires a specific mindset. You have to be comfortable with uncertainty, take calculated risks, and think several moves ahead, she'd say. Lily and Ethan would support her, and I'd just nod, pretending to learn something. One day, Mom suggested I expand my skill set. Maybe it's time you considered an MBA program or some professional development courses in strategic planning, she said. Thompson Consulting offers some training programs that could be relevant. The family seemed happy with this idea, thinking Mom was offering me a chance to grow. But I knew she still saw me as lacking the business sense needed for real success. As I drove home that night, I was fed up with her condescending attitude. Mom had become more and more overbearing, making strategic decisions without consulting the board, hiring family friends for key positions, and using company resources for personal expenses. Her attitude towards the team and stakeholders was also becoming a problem. She took credit for others' work and dismissed junior staff contributions. The next Friday morning, I called my venture capital fund from my home office. I need to initiate an immediate capital withdrawal from Thompson Consulting, I told my managing partner. I want all funding pulled within 72 hours. She was surprised but understood when I explained the governance concerns and Mom's unauthorized decision-making. That evening, Mom called me in a panic. What do you mean the investors are pulling out? This doesn't make any sense. Thompson Consulting just had its best quarter ever, she said. I pretended not to know the details. She ranted about how the investors' claims of governance violations and unauthorized strategic decisions were ridiculous. Over the weekend, Mom frantically tried to find alternative funding, but no one was willing to help on such short notice. The company's CFO resigned on Saturday afternoon, and the head of business development left on Sunday morning. Key clients started discussing contract cancellations. By Sunday evening, Mom was defeated. My lawyer says the investors had the legal right to withdraw their funding, she said. Thompson Consulting is going to have to file for bankruptcy. I could hear the pain in her voice. She couldn't understand what she'd done wrong. In the following weeks, the news of the firm's collapse spread through our family. Everyone was shocked and confused. Lily called me, saying Mom was devastated. I tried to explain that venture capital relationships can be complex and that investors have the right to withdraw when they lose confidence in management. Mom struggled to find a new job. The consulting industry is small, and word of the firm's collapse had spread. Employers were hesitant to hire her. She was unemployed, facing foreclosure on her house, and losing her professional identity. As time passed, Mom began to change. At the 4th of July barbecue at Lily's, she seemed subdued. She told me she was considering independent consulting work or joining an established firm. She realized that the venture capital world was more complicated than she thought. Finally, in the autumn, Mom found a position as a senior director at an established management consulting firm. The salary was only about 40% of what she used to make, and the role had less autonomy, but it gave her a chance to rebuild her reputation. Now, as I listen to Mom apologize, I feel a mix of emotions. I'm glad she's learned her lesson, but I also feel sorry for her. The irony is that she still has no idea that I, the one she thought lacked business sense, was the one who made her initial success possible and also caused her downfall. But maybe some secrets are better kept hidden. What matters is that lessons have been learned, and our family has a more realistic understanding of entrepreneurship and the relationship between founders and investors.